Now at 5, a late-breaking development in the search for escapees from the Barry County, Missouri jail. Plus, a local pharmacist offers tips following a report on melatonin overdoses in kids. And federal lawmakers are close to voting on gun control measures following testimony from mass shooting survivors.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
We have a late developing story. Authorities capture one of 3 inmates who broke out of the Barry County, Missouri jail. This is KOAM News at 5. Officers late today announced the capture of escapee Christopher Blevins in Casper, Wyoming. Lance Stevens, Matthew Crawford, and Blevins had escaped from the Barry County jail in Cassville on Friday. They were considered armed and dangerous. Investigators think one or more of the escapees stole a pickup in Barry County, then stole an SUV in Salina, Kansas, and ditched it in Wallace County, Kansas, near the Colorado line. Authorities say one escapee might have been spotted in Springfield, Missouri, one possibly in Arkansas. You're going to find much more on this case, including how they escaped, on KOAMNewsNow.com. Melatonin overdoses in children are on the rise nationally, and that includes in Missouri. A study from the CDC shows the number of children overdosing on the sleep aid has grown 530% over the last decade. One local pharmacist says melatonin is not fully regulated by the FDA. He says because of that, he worries about things like dosage in the sleeping aid.
It's harder to find what is the exact dosage that's okay for a child. Those things are harder to get at, and so it's good not to experiment with that. If you're a parent and you're looking at this, ask questions and to try to figure out what would be a proper dose.
Isaac says gummy melatonin or other medications are more attractive to children, and they can also pose the risk of overdose. A Joplin organization today made its way to Carl Junction. 1 Million Cups hosts meetings with members of the Joplin Chamber of Commerce, complete with coffee. Today, they hosted a meeting for businesses in CJ. Officials hope events like this can boost the local economy.
I think the biggest thing is find either a group or a mentor that knows something about your area, because there's going to be some just oddball things come up, and being able to have someone or a group of people to reach out to is a great thing to have.
If you want to learn more about 1 Million Cups, you can visit our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. Checking in with Doug Heddy for our first look at the weather.
Well, Dow, once again, we had some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there during the morning hours into the midday hours, and a lot of clouds kind of hanging around throughout the afternoon. So a little bit cooler for us today, but we are dry. All the rain is pushing out of here, and we actually get a little bit of a chance to dry out over about the next 24 hours before our next batch rolls into the region. So if you want to get outside this evening, it looks pretty good. Look at these comfortable temperatures. We're sitting mid to upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 70s, eventually into the 60s, and then into the upper 50s for overnight lows. Another big batch of storms possibly moving in tomorrow night. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you then. After hearing emotional testimony from those touched by the mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde, Texas, House Democrats are preparing to move forward on a wide-ranging package of gun measures. Reporter Skylar Henry has more from Capitol Hill.
I left my daughter at that school, and that decision will haunt me for the rest of my life.
Heart-wrenching testimony on Capitol Hill from the parents of Lexi Rubio, one of the 19 children along with 2 teachers who were shot and killed at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Legislators also heard from Mia Cerrillo, who survived the massacre by smearing her friend's blood on herself and playing dead.
Do you feel safe at school? Why not?
Because I don't want it to happen again.
And you think it's going to happen again?
They were joined by Zanita Everhart, whose son was shot multiple times but survived the Buffalo Tops grocery store massacre.
Lawmakers who continuously allow these mass shootings to continue by not passing stricter gun laws should be voted out.
We will win.
Congressional Democrats and gun control activists gathered near the Capitol ahead of planned House votes on broad gun legislation.
These bills are focused on gun violence prevention, and most important, they're focused on saving lives.
House Republicans say the Democrats' proposal bills, which include a ban on large capacity magazines and raising the minimum age to buy a semi-automatic rifle to 21, violate the Second Amendment.
Let's focus on the root of the problem, but let's not take away the ability for people to defend themselves.
We're trying to get an outcome, guys.
A bipartisan group of senators continue negotiations on their own smaller bill, which could include enhanced background checks, incentives for red flag laws, mental health, and school safety provisions.
There are still details that we need to resolve.
Democrats say they hope to reach a deal by the end of the week. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Today, Attorney General Merrick Garland announced the team of officials who will spearhead a full review of police actions in the wake of the Uvalde, Texas mass shooting. Survivors of abuse by former USA Gymnastics Dr. Larry Nassar they're suing the FBI for more than $1 billion in damages, claiming the agency failed to protect them. The survivors say the FBI declined to conduct interviews with victims and failed to report Nassar's child abuse to the relevant state and local authorities. The agents involved in the case were either fired or retired, but the DOJ never prosecuted anyone. Members of the committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol plan to host public hearings tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central. The committee says it'll present previously unseen material and witness testimony, but committee members have not revealed who will appear. You can watch that hearing live right here on KOAM tomorrow. Still ahead, no relief in sight on gas prices.
Pain at the pump is not expected to end anytime soon. I'm Elise Preston with what experts fear could push gas prices even higher.
And next in Health Watch, why working out through pain could be doing more damage. Topping today's Health Watch, bad dreams could be the earliest signs of Parkinson's disease. A study published in eClinical Medicine found that in a group of older men, those who had frequent nightmares and bad dreams were twice as likely to be later diagnosed with Parkinson's as those who did not. Researchers say this early indicator should prompt patients to talk to their doctors. Another reason why it's important to get your steps in. Researchers in Texas studied more than 1,200 people 50 and older who had knee osteoarthritis. They found those walking for exercise were less likely to develop frequent knee pain, and regular walking may also prevent additional damage to the joint. We've all heard the phrase, no pain, no gain, but some types of pain are not normal to experience during a workout. A new survey finds many Americans keep exercising through injuries, making things worse. Reporter Michael George has more.
Jen Jordan is active. The 39-year-old teaches spin and weightlifting, but was experiencing knee pain during her workouts.
I love fitness. It's a really big part of my life. So I honestly was getting a little bit nervous. Like, what if I'm going to have to, take a few months off or that kind of thing.
A new survey from Orlando Health finds nearly 1 in 5 Americans has pain while working out and works through it rather than resting to heal. Sports medicine physician Dr. George Elderi says it's not always no pain, no gain.
A sharp stabbing, discomfort, or clicking, snapping pain, things that are not allowing you to get your range of motion to complete the exercise, that's not something that you want to continue to work through. They could be little minor strains and they may get better, but if they don't get better and you continue to work through it, it could get worse or it could last much longer.
Dr. Elderi says getting better doesn't always mean surgery.
There's other soft tissue problems and joint mechanic problems that we see on a day-to-day basis that can be fixed non-surgically. And some of that is as simple as exercises to do at home, getting in with the right physical therapist. There's certain injections that we can use.
Jen admits she was hesitant to have her knee looked at because she was afraid she would need surgery.
There's not a lot of damage to my knee. It was just kind of the way my kneecap was. So he gave me some different exercises and stretches to do. And a lot of it was I wasn't properly stretching before and after activity.
She still has a little bit of pain, but it's better since she saw her doctor. Michael George, CBS News.
Doctors say other non-surgical options besides PT and home exercises for certain injuries can include injections to reduce inflammation and promote healing, such as you know what they are? They're corticosteroids, something like that. Also platelet-rich plasma, that works as well. That is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Dudek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we're going to talk about leash laws.
Plus, we got more thunderstorms in the forecast. I'm going to break that down coming up. Well, we had some more scattered showers, even some thunderstorms across the region during the morning hours. The heaviest across northeastern Oklahoma and northwestern Arkansas, but still another 1/10 of an inch at the Joplin Airport puts us over 2 for the month, for the year, sitting at about 28 inches. Had a lot of clouds. Sun's been breaking out over the past couple hours. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Temperatures slowly warming up behind the batch of showers and thunderstorms, anywhere from lower 70s, southwest Missouri, and then near 80 once you get into our western counties. But still a lot of clouds. Here's 7th and Rangeline 73, north winds at 10. Humidity is at 76%. We're going to slide back through the 70s, 60s, eventually upper 50s later on tonight. Due to all the moisture on the ground, which we know is very evident, we're going to get some patchy, thick fog across the region later on tonight. But at least all the rain is out of here. Still a lot of clouds behind it, so this batch heading away from us, we actually get a chance to dry out just a little bit over the next 24 hours, and then you can see our next wave right across western parts of Montana. This will rotate in by the time we head into tomorrow night. So until then, we look pretty good. All right, temperatures upper 50s tonight. Again, I do think we're going to get some patchy fog, so watch out for that. We'll stop at the noon hour, partly sunny, temps sitting into the upper 70s. During the afternoon, we can't rule out a few isolated little showers, a few isolated little thunderstorms. Most of you are going to be dry tomorrow. Here's your day planner. We're going to start at 59, 77 by noon, high temp 82. That slight chance for an isolated storm. Wind switch to the southeast at about 5 to 10. Then we got to focus on tomorrow night because storms are going to develop to the northwest. We need to see really where they drop in. This is 2 a.m. Again, this is a model projection. No model is correct, just gives you kind of an idea of what could happen. Here's 3:30 in the morning, this band of showers and thunderstorms, and most likely these are going to be strong to severe. If we have anything severe, the main threat would be gusty winds and also large hail. Look at this band plowing in. So here's 5 a.m. Friday morning, so a very wet start on Friday morning, similar to what we saw today, just heavier rain, bigger storms, and then most of these will be out of here by the time we head into Friday afternoon, and then we'll set up and actually see a pretty good weekend. Now, rainfall with this next batch could be heavy. We could pick up 1, maybe upwards to 2 inches of rain, so that could cause some flash flooding issues by the time we head into Friday. So that's something we want to watch. Then the heat kicks in, mid-80s Saturday, and then we should go into the 90s by the time we head into Sunday and staying kind of hot into next week. 82 tomorrow, 83 Friday, 88 Saturday, 93 on Sunday. Very slight chances for thunderstorms. If you have outdoor activities this weekend, I truly think it's going to be fine. And then lower 90s and the humidity next week. Of course, all that moisture on the ground.
Of course, which will be steaming up into the air.
Steaming up in the fog tonight.
Yeah, makes sense, I guess. Thanks, Doug. Hey, folks in Commerce, Oklahoma are enjoying a carnival right now for Commerce Days. No fog there, no steam either. This is a live look at the first day of the event. There are carnival rides, as you see, also vendors, live music. Commerce Days is going to continue through Saturday with events that include a karaoke contest and frog and turtle races. Coming up, when experts think we might see gas prices start dropping. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Virgil Cheatham Jr. served in the U.S. Navy from 1972 to 1994. Joplin Native was stationed in Vietnam, and we salute Virgil Cheatham Jr., a four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, a Jif peanut butter recall list continues to expand to more products using Jif as an ingredient. DeHarka Brothers peanut butter cup ice cream, ready-to-eat chicken salad at an Amazon retail location, and peanut butter products in various places like Disney World have been recalled for possible salmonella contamination. At least 16 companies have recalled Jif-infused products over the last 2 weeks. Walmart is pulling an imported coconut milk from its shelves following animal cruelty allegations. Walmart says it removed Chowca coconut milk after PETA investigated and accused the company of using chained monkeys as forced labor to gather coconuts. A 2020 audit by a Thailand-based firm says the coconut company does not use monkeys in picking coconuts, but PETA says no, that claim is inaccurate. Several other retailers have also pulled that product. Gas prices continue to climb, with some drivers now paying more than $6 a gallon. And experts warn it could get even worse in the coming months. Elise Preston explains.
Across the country, Americans are paying nearly $5 for a gallon of gas. In 13 states, drivers are shelling out even more.
I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, and everyone needs to brace for that.
If I see it hit $6, that's it.
In California, the average price for a gallon of regular is well above $6 at $6.37. Despite the sticker shock,
Too damn high. It's ridiculous.
Americans are still hitting the roads for summer travel. Oil analyst Tom Clozo warns the hikes are not slowing down.
July is anything goes.
There is fear gas prices could skyrocket even higher as hurricane season ramps up. A powerful storm could wreak havoc on the country's already stressed refinery capacity.
I think a hurricane really alters the calculus. Then you get into the $6 to $7 a gallon range.
On Capitol Hill, Republican lawmakers are calling on the administration to do something.
Gas prices are exploding, and they are driving a lot of the inflation. And if there's anything that gets the American people's attention, it's the price for a gallon of gas.
While testifying before the Senate Finance Committee, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said while the U.S. can't fully insulate itself from global economic issues, getting inflation under control is a top priority. Elise Preston, CBS News.
The World Bank yesterday warned most countries are likely headed towards a recession. It pointed to the potential of so-called stagflation as a reason why. That's a mixture of low growth and rising inflation, which tends to hit developing countries particularly hard. Our Pet Vet on Call next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, details on an alleged plot to assassinate a Supreme Court justice. Then on KOIM News at 6, details on a fatal van crash in Arkansas that left 5 people dead. Plus, we'll have more advice from a local pharmacist on safely using the sleep aid melatonin. And the Pitt State women's basketball team hosts a camp for area high schoolers. Stay with us. CBS Evening News, then KOIM News at 6. Now, today's question for our Pet Vet on Call is about one community, but it's actually relevant to others. Cheryl asks, is there a leash law in Parsons? If so, does it apply to all domestic animals?
Yes and yes. There is a leash law. It applies to all animals, and every municipality in this area has a leash law. There are good and bad things to that. The good things is that you keep your animals safe. You keep them at home, you know what's going on. They don't run into your neighbor's yard, they don't make a mess, they don't bite anybody. The flip side of that, the bad stuff about that is just like any other kid that's out there playing in the yards, when the sun goes down, they go home, it's not that big a deal.
Thanks for the question, Cheryl. We invite questions from anyone. If you have a question, you just send it to PetVet, KOIMTV.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday on KOIM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions on our website. Now let's check out our picks of the litter for the week. From the Joplin Humane Society, we've chosen this female Great Dane mix named Bailey. And from the Southeast Kansas Humane Society, we have a male gray domestic longhair appropriately named Dust Bunny. Let you figure out why. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? Great faces, huh? Look at those eyes.
Makes sense.
Yes,
Dust Bunny.
Yes, it does. More rain chances.
Yeah, at least we get to dry out tonight and then most of tomorrow. And then we'll start to get thunderstorm chances again tomorrow night into Friday morning. Very slight chances over the weekend overall. I think it's going to be a pretty nice one.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.